Pardon?
They're peeing each other off.
Oh, okay. I actually just wanted you to make that weird noise. Yeah, that's the one.
So my wheels keep turning. Yes, it's still. I came out swinging and I always will. Still the lady, but no one understands. My mama raised a rambling man.
There's been a lot of people here ahead of us, and that snow is suspiciously yellow.
Lots of dogs.
I'm thinking so.
Okay. I want binoculars.
I was actually thinking of getting you a set. Possibly yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday. I love that toy.
Oh,
That
yeah. I've seen a few pictures of that.
I sent the drone up it,
Yeah.
which was most enjoyable. That is a very nice photo. And you know what? That is also a very nice photo. Would you be kind enough to hold this?
I could definitely hold that.
Don't need wave it around, fine. Take the camera cap off the lens. That is. Oh yes. Beautiful.
Just like you.
I love you.
I love you too.
And that is the tree across my drone.
Okay. one of two? That is a very, very photogenic tree.
It is. May I?
Of course you may.
Why, thank you. Pretty lady. This is the best time of day. Sunrise and sunset. Actually, just after or just before. One of those.
Oh, it's nice and dry.
Yes. Now, when we get a chance, when the spring comes and the sun actually comes back out, there's a tree right there I want to get in all its glory at this time of day. Because it's just epic and it'll look great framed through here. That's that one.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see. Welcome to Morgan's Point.
Hello.
Very pretty. And that ice goes out, what did you say, about a half mile? Maybe less?
Probably more. Most of Lake Erie covered
Yeah.
with that last storm we had.
Which is, I don't think it's thick enough to walk on now. It's been too warm for too long.
I wouldn't.
So good. I love my wife. Paul.
Hello, my husband.
Yeah. I'm glad because you're behind me and this is a slope.
Exactly. Sorry.
Yes, dear. Oh. Beautiful cloud. That's a very picturesque scene. Boring, but picturesque.
Not boring.
Ha ha. There you go again, be pretty. Very distracting.
Sorry.
I should think so.
I won't do it again.
Hi, Carl Green, design guy here. When I'm not taking photos for fun, I do it for a living. I shoot weddings, birthday parties, corporate events, conferences. Pretty much anything that you need. As well as that, I also have a nice line in fine art photography, which is available from my website. Link at the description. I'm trying to get the reflection out of it. There you go. This was the Chichimon ferry on the way to Manitoulin Island, a beautiful sunset over a big tub lighthouse. This and many more are available through the site in a range of formats. You can have it small, large, framed, on a throw pillow, an iPhone case, you name it, whatever you need. And bear that in mind, I can do this for your wedding, your birthday party, your corporate event, or your conference. Back to the show. So here we are back in the studio, and I've decided that my image this week is of that bench at Morgan's Point because I found it very evocative. But the original photo wasn't particularly good, as you can see. This is how it looked, and I needed to make some big changes to get it the way I wanted it because, hey, that's what photographers do. So I took it from there to there, which is quite the difference, as you can see, and that involved an awful lot of work. I'm going to step you through the process very quickly, and then I can show you the whole thing in its undiluted glory. So let's make a start on that. We're going to move this out of the way because that shouldn't be there, and we're going to go back to our, there we go, original, and we can see if we can match that. So the first thing I did here, out of the camera by default it came in as Adobe Color. I wanted to boost the color, so I put in landscape there, which adjusts the tones as well as the colors. And then I started playing around with it. I wanted it to be a little warmer, so I made it round about here, he says optimistically, and then I had to boost, of course, the exposure, but let's give it an old auto. See, that's quite a good look in itself, but I decided that it wasn't enough, so boost the heck out of that. So let's go to about, oh yeah, that's good. That's a little too vibrant. Let's bring down the contrast quite a bit, and then we're going to what should we do with the highlights, because that by default was there, but that's a little too harsh for my taste. So let's move that up here. The shadows are they're good enough. I need a little bit more definition in the colors, so I'm just going to boost that a little bit, so not too far away from the auto. I do like my texture slider. I find it very useful, so let's take a look at that. Clarity, that's going to add a lot of noise with an image that started off as dark as this and has been boosted that much. I think that the vibrance, we can skip, let's get rid of that. And then we're working down here towards the tone curve by import preset, medium contrast. I'm fine with that. HSL. Now, I had to do quite a few changes here because the colors were not the way I wanted them. So let's start at the top. We got saturation and luminance. Hue is if you want to change colors. We don't want to change colors. That would not be very particularly good. So, in fact, it doesn't make a difference there. But what I came up with for the best results, I thought, was I boosted up the orange, which brings out some of the sunset colors in the ground, as well as the sky itself, and then we went to there on the yellows, but I wanted to bring down the purples because we've got some fringing on this tree which I'm not particularly happy with. So let's bring that down. I got to about there, I think, and then we went on to luminance, because with the luminance you can control the lightness and darkness, obviously. So I'll say obviously, obvious to me, you can control the colors of each, the luminance of each color, i.e. how bright it is. So let's bring that down, let's bring that down, because that's your sky colors and we want them to be not washed out quite so badly. We want to boost the blues about that, so that brings out the sky here and also some of the blue in the ice. And then we're okay. I am going to skip the color grading and come back to that because there does need to be some done. On the detail, I'm going to just boost up to about 20 on there, because by boosting the exposure here we make quite a significant change, and we have added an awful lot of noise, so changing the detail there will fix that. Let's actually bring up the detail to it. What next? Well, I did add a couple of, there we go, gradients to bring in the colors. I'm going to actually put that one as a little bit of blue, which is kind of nice. Bring that down because that's not good. And I also added some significant brushwork by doing this. You can paint on with a variable size brush, which you can change with your scroll mouse. Whatever edits you want to make. I don't want to do anything at this point except boost up the saturation on the parts which are meant to be white. So let's do that. Bring that down a little bit, and that line of snow I want to be a nice wider color. Let's do that. That's kind of okay. And I also want another brush, so we'll start with a new one. Carl, get it right, there you go. And we're going to, I think we're going to click here and we're going to change that temperature on the sky. Make that nice and big. We'll draw a line all the way across there, which is nice. We just fill the whole thing in, but I don't like that as it is. We're going to have to bring that down a little bit, as you can see. So, ooh.
I never got the udon noodles, so it's gonna be over rice again. Sorry.
Okay.
I completely forgot.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So as well as bringing out the snow, I also wanted to make some changes to the sky, significantly bringing down the highlights and also losing some of the saturation because it just doesn't look natural. So I did that, and also I got that to about there. And once you have your settings in place, you simply paint it in. That gives you exactly what you want, which is nice. Make sure it covers the whole area. And with that brush selected, if you hover over it, you can see the red overlay shows you where you've brushed, and you can make all kinds of changes after the event with that brush selected. That looks like a day. We don't want a day shot, we want an evening shot, so about there. Okay, so that's one. I also wanted to have a new brush, and I'm going to bring out the oranges of the ground here, because I think that was needed. I'm going to paint those in like that, and then I'm going to hold down my Alt key, which turns that into an eraser, and I'm going to get rid of where I painted over the snow, which I've just cleaned up. And with these changes made, I want to boost the colour on that. Oh, sorry, the exposure. And I also want to warm it up significantly, so by doing this, if I go all the way over there, you can see what a difference that makes. And that's it. Boom, like that. Subtle at this point. However, one final brush I wanted to add is the back of this bench is too dark. It just doesn't have any details on it. So let's do this. Let's shrink that down, and we will just swipe over the back of this bench like so, and we will boost that as well. So bring that up nicely, not too much, about there, and okay with that. So we've got some nice changes there. So that's your brush work done. Okay, so basically after a few false starts, I went through and made some additional changes and came up with a few variations. And that's one of the beautiful things about this software, is that it lets you try virtual copies, which are basically the same photo edited in different ways. I tried a dark and moody, and then I thought I would try something a little bit more wintry, and I wasn't too fond of that. And this is the one that we were just working on. And just taking a while to come up, but there you go. But the one I finally decided that I like most was the original, which is this, which has got a lot more saturation and a lot more punch, and I just like it a lot more. So anyway, that concludes this week's edition. With a few false starts, we got there. We're getting more into the summer or the spring, and we're going to get more outings like this where I'll be able to take you to places that we've not necessarily seen before. In the meantime, I really thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do the things, you know. And I appreciate it. Thank you again for watching. My name has been Carl, and I'll catch you next week to watch another episode of Somewhere in Niagara. Goodbye for now.